Good morning. This is Coach Moo. I hope you had a great week. I am excited about what we're about to embark upon. The key word for today is flexibility and adaptability. Actually, I am living and breathing this word today because I'm filming and recording earlier than normal because of something that came up that makes me have to be flexible and adaptable, which is the secret to contentment and advancement. That's also our mantra and as well as our title. Whatsoever, I am flexible and adaptable, which leads to it being the secret to contentment and advancement. And today's word is going to be coming from Philippians 4:11 to 13. Now, many people that go to church or in Christendom or churchianity, I've heard say, they love to quote Philippians 4:13 that says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And they have that as a mantra. That's to motivate them, empower them, and that's great. However, we have to read the Bible in context. We got to go to Philippians 4:11 and 4:12, and then we see whether or not we still want to claim or rep, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I'm going to read Philippians 4:11, and it says, for, in the middle of that, for I have learned. And here, learn is speaking of I understand. I've learned in all kinds of ways because God teaches in all kinds of ways and manner. You can learn from a little child. You can learn from nature. And Paul was speaking, saying, I have learned. Now I understand in the midst of, in that fixed position. In literally is a great definition in that little word in. It's speaking of that fixed position. You find yourself in time, place, or state. And also it's talking about that crucial place in between, that whatsoever state you find yourself in, whatever situation is going on, you are literally saying, I can rest in that place in between the extremes. I use whatsoever I'm going through as a means, as a agent, as a tool to teach me how to be content and have contentment and advancement. So it's saying, I've learned, understand, and whatsoever state I'm in, I am. Therewith, be content. And content here means to be self-satiety or self-complacency, self-sufficient. And I've learned, and whatsoever state I find myself in, therewith, to be content. Now, how many of us can say, whatever life throws at me, I'm going to be content? And the only way we can do that, as we keep reading, is through Christ who strengthens us. For I know both. That's that both bridge, both between the two extremes, whether I abase or whether I abound. I know. Know here means I see, I perceive, be assured of, to behold, to look upon. I understand in whatever state I'm in. I know, I'm familiar with, I know, I am aware. I know how to be abased. Abased literally means to be humiliated, to be humiliated in condition or in heart, to be depressed, to be pushed down, to humble yourself. Whether you are up, which is abound, it means to exceed, to excel. When you up, when you got your cup running over, you got it going on. Whether you down or whether you up, everywhere and in all things, everywhere and all things, it's speaking of whatever situations I'm going through and whatever life throws at me, the whole, all the parts, all the means, I am instructed. So whether you're up or you're down, God is instructing you in between those extremes. Christ is the bridge. He's the contour between the extremes of being up or down. And then it also says, and I know both how to be full. I can gorge on something. I have a major supply of it. I am full. I'm satisfied. I'm fed. If I'm full Or if I suffer hunger, we understand hunger is being famished. Whatever you're craving, God is able to be that bridge between the extremes of abase and abound, to be full and to be hunger. And then it also says, and I am instructed. Instructed here means I am taught. I initiate. Whatever circumstances that life throws at me, I can handle it. That's what it means by I can do all things. So whether you're up or whether you're down, whether you're full, whether you're hungry, whether you abound, or whether you suffer need. And suffer need here means you're deficient. You may come up last. It also means you're destitute. It also means that you have want, you have lack, you fall back, you come up short, or you become behind. You fall behind. So can people really say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me? Yes, if they allow Christ to be that conduit and that bridge be in between the extremes of life. Then you can claim and rep and say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So whatever the weather condition, whatever life throws at me, He is the conduit. He's the one that I can hide my life in and cross over and be content and advance, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, who is the go-between, who is the bridge in between. He is the place that I can rest in as I'm transitioning from one extreme to the next. So our takeaway today is Christ is the bridge between the extremes. He shows me how to be content and victorious in each stream of life. This is Coach Moo. I'm out. Go.